Welcome to another episode of We Don't Know What We're Doing, but We're Doing It Anyway. Well, it's been a couple weeks since we last worked on the patio. Life got on the way, and so we're getting back to it. A few developments that have happened on the patio since then. I went out and ordered all the fill materials, so the gravel and the sand, they'll arrive this Thursday. Have a whole driveway full of gravel and sand for a little while until we can get it back here. We're pricing out what we're going to do for the deck. We're toying between either doing brick or pavers. We haven't decided which. And today I'm going to build some steps. And so here we go. So this is where we left the steps. We've got the retaining wall completely done, as you've seen in other episodes. I got the footer or the base step already there, and so we're gonna now pour additional steps right here. Each step's gonna be 5.5 inches tall, 12 inches long. I know that's short and long steps, but it was a toss-up between that and very steep steps, which would have been 9 inches tall. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean this up a little bit. It's been so long that we've had weeds and things grow in here, so I need to clean that up. I'm going to pour in some pea gravel. I've got a little bit in there from last we worked, but make that nice and level with this main step. And then I'm going to build a form. I've gone back and forth whether or not to pour all three steps at the same time or just do it one at a time. But because I've got stone on either side of this area, and that prevents me from being able to do a form that goes up the side, and the math was getting too complex to do a floating form. I'm just not that good with my geometry, and so I'm just going to pour one step at a time. It was just a lot easier to figure out in my head. Okay, it's all prepared. Now it's time to build the form. Since I'm going against the slope, all I'm going to do is build the front step, and I'm just going to let the back step be rough. So I found this extra board that I've had in my garage for some time. It's actually an old stair railing from when this part of the house didn't exist. And so I'll be cutting this up and using this as a form. Like I said, each step is going to be 5.5 inches tall. Now I'm going to put these as supports. This is definitely, I don't know what I'm doing. In fact, I know for a fact this isn't the way I probably should be doing it. But given the stonework and how uneven it is, I haven't come up with a better idea, and so here we go. We need to make sure that it is level. We'll add a support, making sure everything's level. Grab a few screws. Here's our form. It'll sit right here like this. I'll brace it to make sure it can't move. Right there, make sure it's square. Brace it so it doesn't move, and we pour cement behind. Oliver's been working on taking out a cement wall that we have nearby. And so I'll just use a chunk of that cement wall that we've dug up and use it as a brace so that so it doesn't move. Okay, it's that magical time again. It's time for cement. So if you remember the recipe, 2 parts cement, 4 parts sand, and we're going to add 2 additional parts of pea gravel to change our cement into concrete because we need a little bit more strength than what we needed for the wall. Before I pour, I need to measure on my board exactly what 5 1/2 is, so I don't over pour the step. So it looks like we're going to pour this within a 1/2 inch of the top, which makes sense. It's a 6-inch board. A little bit of mathing, I would have been able to get that a little bit straighter. But so within a 1/2 inch of the top of the board. Step all done. We have cement mixed in. It's a 1/2 inch below the board. It's a 6-inch board, and so 1/2 inch below is 5 1/2 inches. Have the back set up for a footer for the next step. And so what we'll do is after this sets, I'll just move our form up. There'll be a 12-inch step with a 5 1/2 foot rise. On other fronts, this is what Oliver's been up to. There's actually a cement wall that used to line what used to be the garden right here. And so Oliver has been up to removing that wall. This is his workout activity for the summer. He's hoping to get big muscles. We'll see how it goes. So, here's all that he's gotten out so far. He's starting to do pretty well. Oliver broke out the wall all the way along here. Probably about 15 feet worth of cement. All of this cement he broke out. And so, good for him. Now is it time for cleaning up. And we're having fun in the garden. You can see the garden's about ready to be done already for the season. Okay, that's it for another episode of We Don't Know What We're Doing, but we're doing it anyway. I think today we had a little bit more of the we don't know what we're doing part. I'm sure we're doing these stairs all wrong, but we got the first steps laid, and we'll be working on the next step in a little bit. As soon as it sets up, we'll go ahead and pull the form off and then move it up one. We've got 2 more to go. So like always, if you want to see the previous episodes of the patio, click up there. Or if you want to see all the different videos, click here and subscribe, and you can see how this whole thing comes out at the end. We're hoping to have a barbecue before the snow flies.